In today's episode of Willful, we spoke with Ricardo McRae, a painter turned vision activator. Ricardo is also the founder of Black in Canada, an organization that seeks to shift the popular narrative of Black achievement in this country and around the world. Well, give us an example of working in the tech sector where, again, your artistic background and your ability to be a graphic visualizer on the whiteboard helped the company solve a problem.
So, worked for a company later on called Worldcom. They went through what is now the largest bankruptcy in history, like $80 billion. And I was right in the middle of that. I'd show up to work and there's press outside and you have to go through to get into the office to go to work. And everybody was leaving the company, all the customers, but they're so big, they physically own 80% of the internet on the planet.
Wow.
And these customers wanted to leave. So now I'm like being forced to leave the office, sit in front of executives, and I'm usually sitting in a boardroom. There's the CEO, the CTO, all of the O's and the C's are sitting around the table, and I show up and I'm like, wow, okay, like, let's talk about your account, like, what's happening? And the only thing I walked with was a yellow pad and a pencil. And I said, it makes me look less intimidating, I'm honest. I said, I'm gonna look them in the eye and just talk to them.
Yeah.
I said, if they're gonna leave, they're gonna leave. So I put the pad down on the pencil and I'd say, okay, what are your concerns? They're like, are you gonna shut down? I'm like, no. They were like, okay, well, what about this? And they would just pepper me with questions. I'd answer them, and then I would take out the pad when I was explaining something, and I'd always draw boxes and connect them in this sort of Venn diagram way. And I'm like, okay, this is the internet, and this is the world, and this is where we are, and this is what we own. I said, it's not gonna go anywhere. I said, it's impossible for us to go out of business. I know we have some stuff. I said, but if we go out of business, I said, everybody on the planet is back to Post-it notes and faxes. And they were like, I never thought of it like that. I said, yeah. I said, like, countries will drop off the internet. Like, Greece will no longer have internet. Toronto will be gone. Like, I said, it's impossible. I said, no one will allow that to happen. Someone will come in and buy us, or we'll fix this and we'll continue to grow. They go, no, when you describe it like that, Ricardo, it seems okay. I went, all right. Mm-hmm. So I was just relying on my pencil and a notepad, and I think over 96% of my customers stayed with me. I had one of the highest customer retention rates in the entire company.
Wow.
Because I can talk, I'm not trying to get technical, and I can draw squares and lines. A pad and a pencil. Don't try to be tech. I'm like, you will win at that. Don't play games you can't win.
Once you were in the tech sector, did you go through a wilderness period where you kind of felt like your creativity is dead?
Yes, for many years, I was trying to be technical. Like, I knew, like, studied art, and I'm like sitting among some of the most geeky people on the planet. And I remember being on the phone and going to this website while they're talking on conference calls, and it was called What Is, and they're typing, oh, the DSL and the PPC, and I'm like, what? I'm like literally educating myself on the conference call as I'm talking to clients, going, yeah, the DSL, and we also have cable, and I'm able to, like, that's how I learned to lean in there, and it was just old school, throw yourself in the deep end, and didn't know at the time that my creativity was going to be an asset, you know, using a Sharpie, drawing, keeping things simple for people. But it wasn't until my friend, who was about 30 at the time, my best friend, had cancer, and speaking to him about dying, I said, what's your biggest regret knowing you're going to die? And his answer to that question shifted my life.